I'll open the floor. Go for your questions.
Well, for me, we finally got our prototype done, all the way done, made for the microgreen business coaching people to harvest quicker and everything else. So we will be introducing that live on our podcast tonight. I'm going to do it for my students to see if they want to buy it ahead of time. So yeah, we'll be getting that going and hopefully get some sales in. I know I got 2 sales probably already on it, so people are already asking about it, but I think 2 are very interested. So
amazing. What platforms are you using? For your sales, I guess, Mike.
I run all my websites and stuff like that through Go High Level, so I'll be doing it through there as well.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, Go High Level, guys, is we started using it as well for some of our stuff. Yeah, website management. You can take orders and you can upsell, downsell. Like you can create like all these kind of automations, email automations, payment automations can all be integrated through there. Yeah, cool software. Yeah, we were using it yesterday. Yeah. No, that's great. Fantastic. So, what did you want to share with us? The price point? Like, I don't know, anything, was there anything that you were kind of making decisions on that you weren't sure about, or you just kind of, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, anything that you wanted to maybe ask?
Yeah. So total cost materials into it, the biggest cost actually is not a 3D printed thing. It's the knife that goes with it to cut that in, which is like $30 just for that knife. Just for us to buy, so we're putting a $5 upcharge on that, so it's $35. So the material all comes in like at $41 for it. And based off of what you said last week, everything else times 5 of it, so we're probably going to shoot for a price point of $200.
Yeah. So so tell us a bit more about the I guess the product itself, or the value to like the customer, like how do they perceive the value? Oh yeah, all good. Maybe we'll get a live demo. This would be nice.
Sorry. Sorry if I'm popping in and
there
out,
we go.
by the way.
Show you the product.
That's all good, Jesse. Yeah.
So it's pretty simple, but it's the knife goes in here, and then they can cut the tray of microgreens really quick, just one swoop through. So you're not driving them by hand and doing it. So you get a cleaner cut, you get a better yields out of it, everything like that, and it's just tremendously faster. It's like 8 seconds to cut versus like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a no-brainer. I think. Yeah, that's interesting. Do people that you're selling to or targeting, do you know who you're like? I guess what I'm trying to say is like, is this going to be sold to hobbyists that will have 1 or 2 trays, or maybe people that do this regularly and they're going to have a lot of trays? Like,
yeah, it's more so for people who have a lot of trays. You know, they could be somewhat, I wouldn't be a hobbyist 1 or 2 trays, but they would need to probably be, 40, 50 trays of growing and selling and doing stuff like that. That would make sense for them.
Yeah. Because then I guess you could look at it from like like your labor, how quick is it going to be? If you get better yield, if it's quicker, if you have 10 trays and you save an hour a week, then you'll save your money. You know what I mean? Like, it costs $200, but you'll save it in a month, or you'll pay it back in a month in labor, or something like that. You could kind of like have some sort of catchy line like that. I think that would make it really easy for people to see the return, the value. But yeah, no, that's cool. Are there other products on the market that are like this?
It goes from using a knife right now to using a $5,000 to $10,000 machine to harvest, due to automatic harvesting. So there's nothing like in between at all.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Then there's a little bit of unknown, which is good, because you kind of get to set the price now, and you know that there's demand there. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'm really keen to see how it goes. I mean, so have you done any pre-sales yet? I mean, like it might be worth to see how it's kind of adopted tonight, or is it going to be discounted initially, like, or anything like that?
I thought about just shooting out the $200 price to begin with. Say that it's $300 and charge $200 as a special price, and see how many people take up on it. It's kind of my thought, but yeah, it's that's my initial thought on it. Something like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could go less than 200 to really make it. I mean,
but make it feasible to where you're really actually making money off of it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And like it's an innovative product. I'm sure you like put heaps of iterations and stuff into it.
Yeah.
All of that has to be, you want to you want to see something back for that as well. So yeah, you're right. You don't want to undercut it or anything like that. You could always. I think it'd be good to have some sort of because there's no other one in the market like that. Yeah, it's just going to be a little bit more unknown, like with how it goes. Like, but yes, don't undervalue it. Like, we have to, in my opinion, is we got to figure out a way to make those sales to work at that price. Or like, if it's possible, I'm not saying that this is the solution to make it cheaper, like in some way as well. I don't know, maybe there's a smaller variant where the knife's not as big and the material's not as much, or or maybe the workflow, you optimize the workflow so the labor cost isn't as high or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there might be other, slicing changes. Like, I remember we've worked with like a business, multiple, we've worked with a lot of businesses, but there was one in particular that, we changed some of their slicing settings and they could print like 40% faster and with I think 35 to 40% reduced material, and that totally changed like the price that they could like sell the items that they were selling. So yeah, like that design there, it's all PLA.
This one is we actually got the food safe one that we're going to actually put the final one in. So yeah, that's a little bit more expensive too on that end. So
yeah, cool. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how the pre-launch tonight goes. And yeah, like those are going to be the people that like kind of are closer to you, like they've got a bit more trust, right? Like already.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and yeah, push them for their totally honest like feedback, like anything, any kind of information. Like, how do you feel about the price? How do you feel about this? Like, you obviously know the relationship better than I do, so you kind of tailor the questions to that. But yeah, like that is super important. So for anyone, right, like when you're launching anything, like obviously you want to make sales, right? That's like a goal, right? But more importantly, to some degree, is to learn. Like, you got to try and understand what that customer wants, what they're thinking, what their hesitations are, what their all those things, right? Those long term, if you get more feedback and you understand them better, then the next launch will be better, and the next launch will be better, and the next offer will be better. So yeah, it's making sure that you have that feedback. So Mike, that's awesome, man. Good luck with it.
Oh, thank you.
Let us know how you go. And yeah, if my advice would be, like, I guess to summarize what I'm saying is, yeah, get as much feedback as you can from the people and ask what they think about it. But yeah, go crush it, dude. It's an innovative product, and for everyone else, like, that's what 3D printing allows you to do, like, really well. You could just, everyone's a maker now, and everyone's got their skill set. So Mike obviously is doing these microgreens, right? And that's been around for a while. Like, it's getting more popular in the last whatever how many years. But if you connect like your knowledge and your skills in one area with 3D printing, and you're a maker now, it's like some really cool things can happen when you like fuse these two kind of like, say, passions. So yeah, all the best, Mike. That's awesome.
All right, and I already got the second product in development too. But
I love it. Is that going to be another cutter or a different one?
It's actually like a tray stamper that is for 5x5s, because like there's a tray stamper made to do like the 10x20 trays. There's a few of them out in the market, but we do a lot of 5x5s as well for our wheatgrass. So we made one that would actually fit into the 5x5 containers and do 8 at a time.
Oh wow, awesome! Yeah. That's to stamp them, so it's got a little hole for the seeds, or
it's to make the soil flat.
Oh, literally, to like compact it down. Yeah. Awesome, love it. Yeah, I just love it. I can't wait to see how it goes. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, Adrian, good morning. How you going?
Hey everybody. It feels like ages since I've been able to join.
Oh, sorry, Adrian, I'm struggling to hear you. Can you guys hear him?
It's a little low.
Hang on 2 seconds.
Maybe the mic's covered.
I'm just glad you don't sound like robots to me anymore. opened up a program, Logic Pro X, and after that, for like the last 2 days, it's been sounding like 8-bit.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
So I had to restart my computer, but it's sounding good right now. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, good. Yeah, sorry, Adrian. I think it's maybe the mic selection or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and change to my headset now.
Nah, it's really quiet, which is telling me that it's on, but it's just not picking it up for some reason. Maybe while you're figuring that out, I'll ask Joe, how's the cake toppers going? Did you put the price up or no?
No, I haven't done any new ones this week, but I have done about 16 cookie cutters.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So, well, I've got orders for 16 cookie cutters. I only delivered about 5 of them, but that's because of customer request. And a bit of time.
Ones?
Yeah, all custom ones with different names or messages or shapes. I think one's a wedding dress, one was something for a wedding, someone for a hen's night. I don't know. I just do them. Don't really care what they are.
No, that's awesome.
And actually,
what software did you use again? I can't remember.
Was it Fusion? I use Fusion. Yeah, I use Fusion. I find I've developed a bunch of parameters that I keep in Fusion that works for the thickness of the cutters, the height of the cutters, the height of the stamps. So I'm not, I have the parameters there and I just go stamp height, cutter height, cutter width, I just have to have the original, a design, whether I draw it manually or whether I'm using an SVG. So I've been using recently, there's a website called Creative Fabrica. My wife has a subscription for it, and it gives you royalty-free usage of anything they've got on their site.
Oh, cool.
So it's commercial allowed, whether it's fonts, whether it's SVGs, or it's a mix of 3D printing and cry cut, and all cutter files and stuff like that. But it's all royalty-free, so I don't have to sit there and worry about that.
Yeah, worry about it. Yeah.
The other thing, I've had some requests from some of my customers where they've gone, "Oh, can you can I have this cookie cutter?" And I know people have got the same one on Thingiverse or Make a World or something like that, or very similar. But I won't use their design. I'll look at it. I'll go, great, and I'll draw it myself. Just on principle. I mean, I wouldn't like if someone's taken my designs and sold them. I can take inspiration. Look at it and go, I'm going to draw it.
Yeah, I think with the software now that's available to everyone, like taking inspiration is a really great way to. I mean, like at the end of the day, let's be entirely honest, right? Like, is anything truly an invention, right? Like, like everything comes from kind of somewhere. Like you kind of accumulated all this like information and knowledge, and then someone asks for something, and then you like produce it, and it's kind of like an outcome of like what's happened in the past, I think. So yes, directly copying and downloading, I wouldn't. But in terms of like taking inspiration, like there's a lot of really great ways to do that. And in terms of like the softwares that you can use now, like Joe, like for this kind of stuff that you're doing. Like there's just so much opportunity now with AI. Like I use Recraft AI. So there's a few different ways. Actually, I was kind of going to make a video on this. I will make a video on it at some time this week, today or Friday. But Recraft AI, have I showed you guys Recraft a little bit? Yeah, no, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm not the couple I've been in.
Yeah, so maybe not. I'll go share here my screen. So I made this SVG of a tree. This was for no particular reason other than I was going to make a video, but I was thinking that this could be a wall decal, right? And in my, sorry, let me just quickly grab that. In my chat, what I end up doing is I create an SVG. Oh, I got rid of the screen. My bad. There we go. Oops. So I asked ChatGPT, create an image of a tree and its root system. It should only use 4 colors. Why is that? I only
AMS.
have an AMS light, which can use 4 colors. Green for the leaves, brown for the branches, dark brown to add detail to the branches and roots, add dark green to add detail to the leaves. So I'm being very specific about what I want. And then the style should be simplistic and look really, really cool. This is what I've told it. It produced this image, and honestly, I love it. It was the first one that I made. And then I put it into here. And this image has a background. So what I ended up doing, so let me show you. So if I download this, save image, I mean, I've already got it somewhere here. Yeah, there it is. So I save the image like that. And then I take my image and then I put it into here. And then I go remove background. And it removes the background, obviously, with AI. And then the next step that I'll do is we need to create a vector. So I hit vectorize it. And then what it does is it looks at the image and creates a vector for each of the colors. But the best thing about this, Joe and everyone, is like what it does is it actually layers it. So the dark green, for example, will be like the whole back is dark green. And then there's light green here, leaves on top. Because what other programs do a lot of the time is that it'll be cut out. So when you try and extrude it to make it 3D printable, you have like a hole in the back. Anyway, so I've gone and vectorize it. I'm going to like reduce the color counts. I've only got my 4 colors. I don't know. It's picked up like an extra one there. But once I do that and I'm happy with it, I can go export. I turn on this feature, it keeps the color. And then I export it as an SVG file. That'll be there. And then I can open it with Inkscape.
Yeah, I use
have a look
Inkscape
at
as
it.
well.
Yeah, Inkscape's really good. Free. It's just another vector program for if you haven't heard of it, guys. But what the vectors will allow to do, and I don't have it on this laptop, but if you use Blender, you can put the vector into it and then extrude it. So this workflow,
Yeah.
I don't remember ever seeing anyone I mean, I assume if you YouTube it, some other people have done this kind of workflow before with Inkscape and Blender, but I just kind of figured it out. That you know, so there you go. You got this kind of layered effect. What I'm trying to say there is that it's quite new. Not a lot of people are doing it this way, so you can get a bit of an edge. So you can see that I've got like different layers here. So if I took this into Blender, and I will make a video on this, is you take it into Blender and you can select like the different colors. Then you can put it into Bamboo Studio, and you can have different heights, or you can just directly drag in this file into Bamboo Studio, which is what I've done here, and just kind of figure out all the colors themselves. And then if you hit preview, if it's kind of colored it correctly, then you'll just get this like multicolor print. And I colored the back of this tree to be one color, so it's stronger. So it's got like a base, because if you leave them separate, they're more breakable. So that just gives you like a really strong or much stronger kind of path there.
Which AI did you use to originally create the image again?
That was ChatGPT. So yeah, this is the slice version. So it's done something weird here, and that's because I've left all those contours overlap. So if I did this in Blender, it would have better results. Like I wouldn't, or maybe actually, I think I've just accidentally selected that to be green. So it's done exactly what I've asked it to, actually. And then what does this cost? $1.50 to make? A wall decal, $1.50 to make? I don't know. I'll probably sell something like this. It's so different and unique for at least 30, like maybe more. If I added a personalization, say I added someone's name on this, or I don't know. So like, because a tree could be a symbol, right? Or you could use like a family crest or something like that to do the same thing here. Like, and then you're having like an extremely personalized product. You could easily charge like $100 for that. Like honestly, like it's not and it's for this filament cost as well. The labor's a different story, but you just saw the workflow. Like I've done this more or less live. All the loading for the AI was done previously, but yeah, like this is the prompt here. That's the prompt. That's all it took to produce this. And I could do the same thing for like, I don't know, create an image of a micro green tray and it's What do you call the microgreens? Just microgreens? I don't know.
Yeah, in general, they're all microgreens, but every plant could be almost a microgreen besides a nightshade. So, I mean, it could be broccoli,
okay.
peas, sunflowers, radishes,
Gotcha.
whatever, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Yeah, so this prompt, I just realized I've left all the colors in. We'll see what it does. It can be used to do like a whole bunch of things. And ChatGPT, what I found, just to like give you like, this is like more depth now than you might be asking for, but ChatGPT will make one image here. I also use Midjourney, which can make multiple images. So I could go create, hopefully I've got nothing weird. Oh yeah, I've got trees here. I already ran this prompt like just before. You can see it on the side. And it just didn't listen as much. You can see that there's different colors here. The roots are like very thin. Like it didn't do as good of a job because I said here, the style should be simplistic. This is not really a simplistic image. It's like really high detail here. And there's obviously more than 4 colors. But ChatGPT listened exactly. There's only 4 colors here. It is very simple. And it's done exactly the shading that I've asked for. So even though it took longer, it got my result better. And what you could do with this, you could make a product from this. You could make an embossed logo from this. You could emboss this into your tray. You could emboss their name into the tray. You could do so much with this, honestly. You could even get it to add the name into this. And then you have like a customizable feature in here that you replace. So I could have like that logo stamped into this tree, for example. But then if another customer asks for it and they've got a different name, I could just swap that out and it would take like a minute of design time. And you saw how quick that was, right? So like this could be a wall decor. This could be a logo on the product. This could be like a whole bunch of things, right? But I've got 4 colors here exactly, which suits my printing system. So yeah, like my and I've said this before, but I'll say it again. If you know enough of these tools, you can start to like link them together. And yeah, it's really exciting when you do that because you'll start to see like a lot of, honestly, like if you learned like 3 or 4 different tools and you put them together and in your specific niche and your specific product in your own way, like it's going to be totally unique. Like you're not going to be compared like to other people and your product's going to like really stand out. Not to mention that you can create like really quick workflows to do this. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this AI. It's not just about these images. Like I've also got I'll stop sharing there. But in my for my business, we have a lot of we do mainly custom products, but I think I do them and it's getting better and better, almost quick enough. Especially for the products where we got templates, like it's a custom product, but I almost print it as quick as if it wasn't a custom product. Like, you know, open up the template, change the name, which is like a customizable text field, and then just hit print. And what I do now is I've got a farm management software. We use Bamboo Farm Manager, and we just queue it for the printer, and then the next time a printer's free, I'll like set it up. So my workflow is like much more efficient than it used to be, even like 6 months ago, right? So where was I going with this? The first step of that process is to get all the template files and to even just create a folder with the order number, right? I used to do that manually, but now I used AI to like create like a piece of code. It's like a paragraph of code that saves me like honestly probably a day of work a year. Bless you. A day of work a year, probably. Just copying all these folders, copying the name. The next step I'm going to do is when the order comes in, the folder, because what I do now is I double click on a Python script. So I asked ChatGPT, this is literally what I asked ChatGPT. Make me a Python script that looks at all of the design files in the current folder that it's in, and it places it into a folder with the order number. That's all I did. And the first time it didn't work, then I told it the error, and then the second time it worked. I'm like, I don't know how to code. I got no idea what the code. Oh, sorry, I do know how to code. I don't know how to code that well. So I know basics, right? But I wasn't going to sit there and code this thing, and that wasn't going to happen because.
I just recently.
Anyway,
I was going to say I just recently like I got a domain name for a website, and I was like, I'm very new to all this, so I was like, wait, why don't I have anything? How do I build it? And then I realized like you have to pay like Squarespace or Wix or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I'm already paying $10 a year, and now I got to pay $16 a month, or they just basically there's my website. So I went back and forth with ChatGPT a lot, and they're like, you can do it for free with GitHub. And so that's what I'm doing now. It's painstakingly slow because you have to build every single part all by yourself. But I'll just go back and be like, it takes a lot back and forth with ChatGPT, but they'll spit you out the code and tell you exactly where to put it.
Yeah.
So,
it's so impressive, like what it's been able to allow people to do now. Yeah, and not even having to know how to code. That's the crazy thing. Like, there's some new softwares that Jeremy's playing around with, or the team here is playing around with. It's called Emergent. It's like a AI software app building thing. You can even host on this. So if you build an app, you can host it from that Emergent account as a part of your subscription. And yeah, you can create apps now. It's ridiculous. We're about to release one for some of our paid courses that are like profit and pricing calculators. You upload the model, get a visual, put your settings in, tells you the price, tells you break even price, tells you and export the PDF. Jeremy made this in like an hour or two, and then like played around with it. Yeah, maybe like an hour, 2 hours all up. I mean, to code something like this, you'd be paying a developer like heaps for it, right? Like, obviously it's got to be hosted, and you got to put all your expertise into it and finick around with it. Like but it changes where the skill is like required. Which is really cool. So yeah, I did that coding thing. The next step will be, when an order comes in, automatically create the folder in my OneDrive, even if I'm sleeping. Like, I don't have to like click on that Python script. Just automatically add that folder, automatically put all the template files in there. So look at the order, and then just put the template files in there. So if that happens, then custom made products, like it won't even feel custom made. Like, it would just, the time required, like, would just be so like just stripped back quite a lot. So I'm like, really excited for that. It takes more time to set up, but this is what I was talking about before. It's like building the value, right? Like building the business, like long term. It's like, I could just put my time in trying to get more orders, but this is like building and setting up for the long term. So there's a balance, right? Yeah, you need orders, pay the bills, but then you also want to build that business, like to work in the long run. Because the reality is sorry. Yeah.
I had a question on like the custom orders and like how you guys have it set up. Like I said, I'm very new to this. I kind of just hit the ground running. I was doing I was going to school for coding, and I was like, this is boring. I know it's got a great future, but this ain't me. So now I've got like a business license, and I'm trying to do this. The first first realization was someone is like wanting like NFC chips with their logo on it. And so I learned I was like, yeah, I could do it. I do this thing where I like sign up for a check and I make myself cash it later. And I was like, yeah, I could totally do that. And then I was like, how do I do this? I learned about SVGs, and I got their logo, got Inkscape, and it's like, now I'm learning Tinkercad, and now I'm learning Inkscape, and now I'm learning like 5 different programs, but it actually came out pretty nice. Amazing. My question, I guess, is like, now that I'm getting things up, my problem is like, what do I sell? Do I just need to like put things up that I made before and then put like a little thing at the bottom that says, can do custom work?
No, that's a good question. And like obviously, like, to really sit down with you and like understand like where you're coming from, like we could have like a really long chat about this, right? But to give you like the short answer of it, I think that what people should sell should reflect on like where their passions are, but where they also have like knowledge and experience in that particular like field. So I think the example I've used before, and sorry if others have heard this, but like it's always good to, I think, like refresh it, is, say you had a biology teacher that was learning that got into 3D printing. They know biology really well, so they're going to be understanding of that whole skill set, that whole what people are looking for. It's like, say they teach students, they understand the student, they understand their problems, they understand what they need, they understand the communication, they understand where they go to, they understand how their parents react to blah, blah, blah. Like they get stuff in that kind of industry. And it's not to say you need to be a master in like something particular field, but I think there needs to be something like that. So like Jesse, it'd be like, what kind of either passion or industry, like, do you have like a little bit of, at least a little bit of kind of a foot in, is what I would be asking.
So, well, it's spread out. I've been an audio engineer, set it for 2 Chainz,
Oh, wow.
Vanilla Ice, Hank Williams Jr., all that stuff. Wouldn't say a passion. Like that's why I got out of it, is because it was, I don't know, successful, but I hated it. I hated my day-to-day life. During the Marine Corps, I taught people how to shoot, but my favorite part was like what the armorers do. So I was the coach that taught them how to shoot, but you call the armor over and they take it apart, and I was like, whoa, I like disassembling and reassembling. I think that's where my passion lies in. Always been like taking things apart, like figuring how it works, and that's why I got a 3D print in the first place, so I can because I've always sketched out ideas, and now I'm like seeing if I can actually do them. And I've just been making stuff around the house. Like there's a door that it's too high off the ground, so you can't put a stopper. We're on base housing, so we can't like drill holes and stuff like that. So I made a grabber. It just grabs onto the doorknob. And it took like 3 prints to get like to make sure so it didn't snap or it didn't wasn't too loose. But
it kind of sounds like you like solving kind of new and challenging issues, whether that be using 3D printing or something else, right? So because there's a lot of different like business models that you can use for like to make money, right? Or to provide value, because when you understand this customer, let's just go with the biology example again, right? Let's just continue it. Like in this particular case, like if I was going to solve a problem of say one of the biology students, I could print something and sell it to the school as a training aid. I could give them the digital files even, and they could print it themselves because schools now have that technology. I could give them the the training material, so the actual classroom, the lesson plans. I could provide a service where I go into the school and then actually do the teaching of those particular topics myself with the equipment that I've got. So it doesn't just have to be a product. I could even consult with schools and train the teachers to teach with 3D printing in biology. You see what I mean? Like even just with this one example and just with a short amount of time and like thinking, like if you really like step back and make it like really become creative, like there actually could be a lot of different ways that you could provide value to those specific to those people or to like in that kind of passion. So you like figuring out how things work and like solving kind of like different problems.
Right. I like design. I like to design.
Like design, right? Yeah.
Someone be like, I have this problem, and I like to be like, okay, and design and fix the problem. I just don't know how to like sell that, because if I put things up, they'll be like, oh, he makes this, this, and this. Not.
Yeah. So you need to sell your service, not your not like a product. If you if you sold a product, yeah, you're right. I think people would get confused and be like, okay, so he does these things, but he also does a service. Like I think you probably want. I think what people do in this kind of space is like it's a design or a like kind of engineering like service where you're going to solve problems, and that could be with 3D printing. But typically, what these kind of companies or businesses or websites kind of show is like a list of like capabilities. Selling is always the hard part. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So if you understand the customer well enough and you really understand their problem, then you're not actually selling anything. You're just showing them how you can solve their problem. Like that's it, right? Like if you just understand the specific, I'm not talking about customers. I'm talking about this specific person. Like when we talk about Arinalo now, my business is like, we don't say I probably use customer sometimes, but I try and like really focus on it's a mum. it's just the reality. Like we sell, it's like 90, like it probably is around 99, 98% mums buy our stuff. A new mum, you know, so that's who I'm talking about. They have very specific problems. Like we got an order last night at 2:30 a.m. Yes, she was probably up breastfeeding, right? Like you got to know that, right? Like, because you got to, I mean, not that specifically. You got to know them really well, right? Like, so if you know them well enough and you understand the problem, the specific problem well enough, then you're just showing whoever it is that you can solve their problem. So it's not really selling. It's just like I get you. Like, I get you. This is how we overcome that. Yeah. Oh, microgrid. Yeah, it takes us forever if you got like 20 trays. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, this is why we have this. we made this because I felt that too. I don't feel that anymore because I got this. You know, like that's it. You just, there's a problem, there's a solution. And if they can't see that connection, if you haven't made that clear enough, then maybe you're not understanding something. That's why feedback's really important. You need to understand that whole connection between the problem and the solution. And then just the only other bit is just making sure that you communicate easily enough so they can see the value in it. And honestly, it's about using very simple terminology, very simple language, very simple everything. Yeah. Like, here's the problem. I felt it. This is what we did. There's a solution. So, yeah, if you've got a website, Jesse, like, I mean, feel free to chuck it like through or whatever, but finding customers might be the harder part for you, because like showing them that you've got like certain skills, like you could put some of these projects and kind of go that way. But where I would start, actually, this is probably what I should have maybe opened with, is where do you find these customers that have these kind of problems? I would honestly start with your immediate network. Like, tell people in your immediate network, family and friends, about what you're doing. Say that you're providing the service. Even offer, you know, like, because you'll get people, oh yeah, my fridge has got a thing. Is like, you know, like if it's something cool enough, you could even like do it as like, I'll just cover the cost and I'll do it for you. And that could be a testimonial, like, you know, you put on your website, like past work and whatnot, because you want to show a bit of like, just proof, like why should I trust this guy? And they go on the website, it's like, why can he solve my problem? Oh, okay, he solved other people's problems before, like that's cool. But the main thing with the network thing, right, is that your immediate network, say you reached out to like 50 people, maybe even 100 people, like, you know, I don't know how big your family is, but you know, friend network or whatever, but like you reach out to those people, they trust you and they'll tell others as well. So yeah, you'll be able to, you'll actually be surprised at how many leads you might even get just through that, and what it evolves to. But yeah, and then I would branch out a little bit more and go to like, say you have affiliate, like for example, I play tennis a lot, right? So I've got memberships at like various clubs, and I've got like networks in those clubs of like friends that I play with. So if I, for example, 3D printed something that was tennis related, which I've done before actually, I could go to that network, and use that somehow, right? Like you know, even if it was on a notice board there, like people would know me. There's a bit more trust, and that's what I'm saying. Like you start with those areas where you have trust, because the hardest thing is to sell to people you don't know, especially on the internet. That's cold one to many. You're trying to sell one to many different people that you don't know. You don't have their trust. They don't know you. You have to convince them of all these things. Like that's much more challenging. So refine your offer by starting with like closer in, and then working your way outwards. That'd be my advice. And then staying flexible. Sorry. Yeah.
I think I've kind of been doing that a little bit, but mostly like freebie things. I'm just like, oh yeah, you're my neighbor, I got you. Or like so we're on base, so we have like this thing where it's riders and drivers where they'll be like, I'm off base, so you send them a little extra money. And then I was like, I'm got this 3D printer, I'm trying to work on my skills. Is there anything you want? And they wanted a flower frog, which I've never heard before. I look it up, but it's something that you put flowers in, it holds them vertical rather than sprawls out.
Okay.
So I made it, and she's the one that actually returned to me with that job with the getting an NFC, because she has a business.
Oh, there you go.
But she was like, how much? And I was like, well, I'll have to like come back to you later, because I don't know how many prints I'm gonna have to do to get it right and all this stuff. But it's probably gonna be somewhere around $20. And then she just gave me $20, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Looking at it afterwards, I'm like, whoa, $20 did not cover materials.
And you'll learn it more and more. There's a calculator on Skool. If you just type in like pricing calculator, you should find it. That's a good like little starting point. As a general rule, trying to go 4 to 5 times your cost, your expense is a good way of like setting up your business. When you're starting off, and maybe if it's people like I understand like you want to take care of them too, but you also want to value your time. So there is a balance between those two things. But and it all depends on like value, right? Like say there's some influencers that we've worked with where it's totally worth us sending like over $100 worth of like what we sell to them for free. Like even us covering shipping, because they're going to like post this. We're going to get heaps of like follows and likes and people on our website because of it. So it's just understanding like value. It's not just strictly like, this is what it costs me, I'm going to charge you this amount. Like everything's kind of like a bit of a negotiation, because like, you just want to make sure you're getting the value in return. So if you get to use that as a testimonial, that increases the value. If you get to show that off and it's a really cool project and it's more of what you want to do, then on that first one, it might be worth going, going a little easier. But $20 for any custom job. That's a good deal for them for sure, Jesse. Yeah. Adrian, you put your hand up. Did you want to say something?
Yeah. Actually, so similar on that, for me, my purpose is always meant to be a bit more functional in what I'm looking to get off the ground. But on that basis of incorporating those tooling up costs and what have you, I haven't yet I've just literally put in some of the modifications onto my printer. Not modding the print itself, just the things to make it better for those materials, those engineering materials.
Yeah.
I've started mocking up some things and printing some iterations of basic things, brackets, clamps, things like that I think some of these restorers and what have you would need. But I haven't taken the plunge, and they come out really well in like PLA and PETG. I haven't yet like stumped up the cash for a spool of carbon fiber, nylon or something like that, because it's like running like $100 for a kilo. Do I take those mock-ups and those things to those people first just to gauge interest and what have you? Even though I haven't yet like experimented in terms of quality of how it's going to come up in, glass fiber or
those solutions to sell to those people, they have to be in that material, right?
Well, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, so it prints perfectly well in things like PLA and PETG, but I know that when you do make it in, anything requiring high temps, the chances of deformation, warping, et cetera, come in. All of that.
There's going to be an investment. I think at some stage you're just going to have to bite the bullet and do it. If you can line it, if you can get paid to do that experimentation, that's good as well. Like someone comes with you with the job. So you're holding back on it because you don't know if you're going to buy it, you'll get the return. Is that basically it?
Yeah, pretty much, because it's not like it's going up to.
But how much was the printer worth?
Sorry, how much was the?
You got what printer was it that you have?
I've got the Carbon, the Centauri Carbon, the Elegoo.
Were they 2K?
It's cheap.
Oh, that was 1K.
It's really cheap. It's like $700. Yeah.
Oh wow.
The print itself.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because I was gonna basically the point I was gonna make is like, it's got if you spent like $2-3 grand on a printer, $100 on materials, like
it's nothing, right?
I get where you're coming from. Look, like it's like I think with this kind of stuff, like investment, you don't want to. So you want to be smart with your investments, right? But at some stage, like a lot of this stuff, it's usually a leap. Like you won't know until you do. Like it's what is it? Pavlov's box? No, hang on. Yeah, Pavlov's box.
Yeah.
No, not Pandora's box. It's like there's a box with a cat in it, and it's got a vial.
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger. Yeah. I knew I was getting it wrong.
You don't
Schrodinger's
know.
box.
Yeah.
You don't know unless you try it, and like, but you could, in this particular case, you could get paid to try it, which is fun, and that's like that's what we do. Like with some businesses like that want specific like logos and stuff. It's like, we need like this other color that we don't have. We're not, we have to buy it for you. You have to pay for the whole reel of filament. We get to keep whatever the filament's left. We're not giving that to you, but like we're charging you to like buy it because that's an expense. We don't know if we're going to use that in the future. Yeah. So, if you can get some interest or even gauge some interest, and you see that there's interest there, and you maybe the other way to go about it is like you kind of already know that if you get it, that you'll be able to like do other projects with it, right? Like you've seen in other groups like people doing this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you what's the risk then if like, because in other, are there it's mainly car parts that you'll be like looking at
mainly? Yep.
Yeah.
So
and people
things that are like
people
low
use
running, low scarcity. So there's margins can obviously be higher because there's it's not something that's readily available. So potentially it's retro fitting, reverse engineering sometimes. So a lot of it's actually that investment. It's not just the materials and the tooling. It's also the I'm looking to go to these guys and say, look, I've got an idea of what the problems you face. Supply chain obsolescence, like these are old parts that are not in production. I've got a solution that can do it for you in a robust engineering grade material that is functional, is performant, it takes load, etc. But like you say, and I can show you it in plastic, or they'll say, well, show me in industry recognized ABS or nylon or what have you. And I mean,
how much are these parts? How much could you sell them for? Like, could you make like a good amount of, like if one project would pay off the filament? Hopefully, I would hope.
Pretty, yeah. So it's almost like a couple of these things they'll be paying like $70-$80 for a bracket or something like that, which is coming from the UK, and it'll take 4 weeks to get that kind of thing.
Oh, so you'll be out. Yeah, okay. I mean, it sounds to me like you should just do it because you've got, it's a proven market, that market. You know that they'll want those pieces, and the payback period is really quick. So it's not like you're going to be thousands out for that long. Like you won't be out for that long, I don't think. I think it's just taking the leap, like honestly. It sounds like a good trade to me, if that makes sense. Like the trade is potential. Worst case scenario, you buy $100 and you never use that filament, you never make any money from it, but you learn how to print with that, which it might be worth $100 already.
That's right. The other thing I'm getting to is that it sounds like I'm being cheap. It's like, I don't want to spring for that filament, but the experience I get from printing, failing, succeeding,
you'll be learn anyway. Yeah. It sounds like a good trade to me. I would have told you if I thought maybe way off, but no, it sounds like a good idea to give it a go, because it's such a proven market, and it's specifically what you were telling me about that. People pay $70-$80 plus shipping from XYZ, and you can provide it like much quicker, less ship. Like it sounds like a good deal. And you won't know unless you try it. So, I just realized it's 10:33. All right. Yeah. Any last questions?
Sorry, Tony, just one more is after with these materials like carbon fiber and what have you, I want to catch up with you at a later stage just to go through some of the more technical things around getting prints to be better, almost from a tuning perspective, because I know it can't just be as easy as putting in a profile for nylon or what have you and hoping it's going to
right. I mean, there's some optimizations that you could do, but definitely. And like if you because with that stuff, like I've printed a lot of different materials, but the carbon fibers I've had parts printed for me in that. I did some ages ago, but like it's always a good idea, and this goes for everyone, like because we have a whole team here of like, we've got techs, we've got like obviously all the directors and stuff, and they're all experts in their own way. So posting anything like this, even in quite a bit of detail on the community, and then I'll be able to like link people that, even if I like email them the link, like, but I can like show them that. That's what I end up doing anyway a lot of the time with these questions anyway. So Kat, you're coming down to get some filament. All right, awesome. I'm in today, obviously, as you can see. So I'll catch you then. Looking forward to it. That sounds good, Adrian. Yeah, always happy to help. Jesse, did you have a final question? I think I might have seen your hand up, but I'm not sure.
I did have a question. Oh, and I saw the raise hand feature. I didn't know that was a thing until Adrian did it. But okay, so right now I've just been working with Tinkercad and like random free things. And it sounds like the standard is Fusion 360. I've tried Blender. It's a little complex for me, but I don't think Fusion 360 is. I think they've updated it and it's no longer like free, and it's pretty. That cost is kind of a leap for me. So I'm wondering if there's something else that people are turning to.
Fusion 360 have got a hobbyist version that you can get.
Oh yeah.
If you contact the tech team, they can help you with the login detail for it. So when you download it, you've got the free version. It just changes what you can license apparently. Blender and Fusion have both got their pros and cons to it. Just depends on what you feel more comfortable with, or at least that's what I've found.
I've signed up for Shaper, and I think there is definitely, I've got a free like basic usage in there. Is that comparable?
Just be careful with Shaper because of the export. I've been burnt by that. So you can only export it. So on the free Shaper, you can only export it at a very low poly.
Oh, low res. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I've spent 10 hours.
It kind of triangulates your surfaces a little bit.
A lot.
Well, those are two things I don't want to. Those are two things I don't want to compromise on. Is like the quality and like the ownership of it. So I'm guessing, what do you guys recommend?
I mean, like at the end of the day, like those are softwares that are like fully blown softwares. You have to pay. You pay for what you get. But here's the thing, right?
With Fusion 360, the only good thing I found about it is the fact that it's actually got a step-by-step self-paced walkthrough on how to actually use it once you've got it. So you can go in and do your own sessions when you're free, just to learn techniques and stuff.
Shaper's got something similar, I think. Yeah.
I was lucky enough with Tony, because I'm not trained in how to do modeling or anything, that I started with the Tencent Human 3D thing. So I'd throw my 4 faces of my image into that. It would give me a file which was minuscule, but then I could blow it up and reshape it if I needed to. I could slice it or dice it or throw it through. Meshimix is the other one that I've found has been really good, just to modify things even lightly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just depends on what you're comfortable with, really, and where you want to go with it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like, no, those are all great points. So yeah, I really like Onshape. I use that because I came from a SolidWorks background, but SolidWorks you won't be able to, like, it's just too expensive for a professional license. Like we had that in my old job, but yeah, not anymore. So yeah, Onshape, Fusion 360, Shaper 3D, those are all your parametric ones. And then what Kat was saying, Hunyuan Tencent, that's like more organic. Same with obviously Blender and Mesh Mixer. I mean, even in Blender, you can do like quite defined geometries because you have those SVG files. So when I make the video on that, I'll make sure that I link it to everyone so you can see. But yeah, it's really going to come down to what you need to do. And how much value I guess you're capturing from that. I mean, like companies literally pay SolidWorks like tens of thousands of dollars a year, like for like licenses, because they get value in return from that. You know, it does a lot for what they needed to do. Like, and it's just going to come down to how much value you can capture from it. You know, I think like if you make the investment and you learn and you upskill in that area and you can solve better problems for your customer, like you'll have a better chance at like capturing value from there. But the first step is to actually go and do it. But yeah, you got some softwares there to think about. So and if you get stuck, just let me know.
All right, thanks all. Appreciate the time, Tony.
Thanks, guys. We'll leave it there.